Hello everyone and welcome to my Y&R Insider 24 update channel. Truce, allies no more, shocking news. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Friday, September 26th, hint at some major moments in Genoa City. A truce is made by two rivals, an alliance is broken by another major player, and shocking news is revealed to someone. What's on the horizon for Friday's show? It's time to discover. The Moustache and Jackie call a truce. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Friday, September 26th suggest that hell might be freezing over, as Victor Newman, Eric Braeden, considers a truce with Jack Abbott, Peter Bergman. These two have had an epic rivalry, one of the best not only in Y&R history, but daytime drama, too. Still, they have a common enemy in Kane Ashby, Billy Flynn, so in order to protect their respective legacies, they'll need to team up. Make sure to check out our weekly Y&R spoilers, here. Nikki Newman's shocking news. Meanwhile, Melody Thomas Scott's Nikki Newman will discover some shocking information. Is this about the alliance between her husband and one of her closest friends? That would amaze everyone, but Nikki especially. With that said, there's always a chance that Nikki's news is something entirely different, so fans will need to tune in to find out. Read this, The Young and the Restless spoilers, backstabber outrage, detective digs deep and ex-wife's reason to believe. Kane Ashby breaks up a group as one alliance is forming, another is coming to an end. Kane will drop an ally, according to Friday's Young and the Restless spoilers. Who could this be? In Genoa City, Kane has fewer allies and fewer friends. Will he let go of Holden Novak, played by Nathan Owens, or even Phyllis Summers, played by Michelle Stafford? Kane has been somewhat irritated by Red. Then again, what if Kane drops Michael Baldwin, Christian LeBlanc? Is he aware of Michael's strategy for Victor? Kane isn't stupid, so maybe he saw something different between Victor and Michael when they met recently in his train cab. Only time will tell. What storyline are you most looking forward to during Friday's show? Comment down below. Tune into the CBS Soap Daily and check out SOS often for the best Young and the Restless updates, spoilers, and news. Indignation, remaining steady, and pressing buttons. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Wednesday, September 24th, suggest some bombshells on the horizon. Two characters try to simmer someone's outrage, while a wife is standing her ground, and an ex pushes buttons. What's on the horizon for Wednesday's show? Time to find out. Spirals of Billy Abbott. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Wednesday, September 24th, reveal that Billy Abbott, Jason Thompson, will spiral off the cusp of Kane Ashby's, Billy Flynn, betrayal. He'll be screaming for vengeance, but Jack Abbott, Peter Bergman, and Diane Jenkins Abbott, Susan Walters, stand in his way. Added teasers note that Billy's brother and sister-in-law will attempt to slow his vengeance down and halt it, while also trying to encourage him to be smart and focus on other things that will serve to be more positive in his life. But can they get Billy to shake off the revenge ideas he has for Kane? Make sure to check out our weekly Y&R spoilers, here. Lauren Fenmore stands her ground. Across town, Lauren Fenmore, Tracy E. When it comes to Michael Baldwin, Christian LeBlanc, Bregman will maintain his stance. Lauren suspects Michael is up to no good and it looks like she'll corner her husband, hoping he'll tell her the truth. There is a good chance that Michael will tell her that he is once more working for Victor Newman, Eric Braeden, to bring Kane down, but there is also a good chance that he will only reveal part of the truth. Only time will tell. Read this, The Young and the Restless spoilers. Lily catches Kane and Phyllis cheating as triangle blows up. Audra Charles pushes buttons. Finally, The Young and the Restless spoilers for Wednesday, note that Audra Charles, Zuleika Silva, will push Kyle Abbott's, Michael Miller, buttons. Since the exes and rivals clashed in the episode that aired on Tuesday, September 23rd, the show that airs on Wednesday will continue where that episode left off. While Courtney hopes Sally Spectra urged Audra to apologize to Kyle as he left their table, the brunette will be compelled to do nothing but apologize. How ugly will things get? To find out, fans will need to tune in. What storyline are you most looking forward to during Wednesday's show? Comment below. Tune into the CBS Soap Daily and check out SOS often for the best Young and the Restless updates, spoilers, and news. Plotting, intrigue, unsolicited advice. The young and the restless spoilers for Tuesday, September 23rd, imply some bombshells in GC. Two friends plot their next move, while someone gets an intriguing invitation, and a character gives another some unsolicited advice. What's on the horizon for Tuesday's show? Time to find out. Two besties plot their next move. The young and the restless spoilers for Tuesday, September 23rd hint that two Genoa City besties may be down, but they are not out. Sally Spectra, Courtney Hope, and Audra Charles, Zuleika Silva, will plot their next move. Make sure to check out our weekly Y&R spoilers, here. Do they decide to pull their resources together and build a communications empire of their own? Then again, maybe they both believe a fashion or design house is a better choice. Either way, the redhead and brunette will be dead set on moving forward from the predicaments they are in. Regardless, fans will have to tune in to find out what these two strong women come up with. Claire Newman is intrigued. Across town, Claire Newman, Hayley Erin, will be intrigued when she gets an interesting invitation by her friend Holden Novak, Nathan Owens. A clip from this week's Y&R preview shows Holden urging Claire to accompany him to Los Angeles. What will Claire's response be, considering she's still kind of sort of with Kyle Abbott, Michael Mealer? Then again, Kyle went to Nice without her, so what would the harm be? The young and the restless spoilers for the next 3 weeks. Noah's mystery begins, Nick and Sharon take action, and Kane's enemies rise. Victoria Newman's unsolicited advice. Speaking of Kyle, the young and the restless spoilers for Tuesday indicate that he'll get some unsolicited advice by none other than Claire's mom, Victoria Newman, Amelia Heinley. Talk about awkward. There's worse than your would-be, could-be, mother-in-law giving her 2 cents on your romance. Still, Victoria has never been against the Kyle romance, although she's always been skeptical of Kyle. What kind of advice will Vic give Kyle, and can it help him regain Claire's trust and her heart? Truce, allies no more. Shocking news, the young and the restless spoilers deep dive. When it comes to the young and the restless, there are shocking twists every week, alliances that are torn apart, and temporary truces that feel like they could break at any time. The spoilers for Tuesday, September 23rd through Friday, September 26th tease exactly that. Intrigue, betrayal, surprising partnerships, and emotional landmines. What makes this set of episodes particularly compelling is how deeply it dives into legacy rivalries, personal betrayals, and the constant power struggles that make Genoa City the most dangerous place in daytime television when it comes to love, family, and ambition. The heart of the story beats around Victor Newman and Jack Abbott, two men whose feud has defined decades of soap history. The idea of a truce between them feels almost sacrilegious to longtime viewers, but desperate times call for desperate measures. On the other side, Kane Ashby finds himself cornered as alliances dissolve, leaving him more vulnerable than ever. Add in Nikki Newman's shocking discovery, Billy Abbott's downward spiral, Lauren Fenmore's strength, Michael Baldwin's divided loyalties, and the scheming of Audra Charles and Sally Spectra, and we've got a week that's as explosive as it is emotional. Let's break down each storyline with detail, context, and speculation that could easily stretch across multiple episodes and lead to bigger arcs for months to come. The Moustache and Jackie call a truce. Victor Newman, Eric Braeden, and Jack Abbott, Peter Bergman, have been at odds for nearly 4 decades. Their rivalry is not just about business, though Newman Enterprises and Jabot have gone head-to-head countless times. It's personal, it's generational, and it's deeply rooted in pride. They have stolen companies, sabotaged deals, seduced each other's partners, and destroyed each other's lives in ways that most men would never forgive. And yet, the soap gods are dangling a storyline where these two sworn enemies might actually find themselves on the same side. Why? Come Kane Ashby, played by Billy Flynn. Kane is clever, ambitious, and right now, dangerously reckless. He's positioning himself in ways that threaten not only Victor's empire but also the Abbott family legacy. The fact that both Victor and Jack independently view Kane as a threat creates the perfect storm for an unholy alliance. Imagine the scenes: Victor sitting across from Jack in a tense, smoke-filled room, figuratively, not literally, though one can practically smell the bourbon, his signature glare cutting through the silence. Jack, equally stubborn, trying to keep the upper hand. The dialogue practically writes itself. Victor, for once in your life, Jack, you and I have a common enemy. Jack, Victor, I never thought I'd live to see another day. But if Kane wants to come for my family, for Jabot, then I'll stand with the devil himself. This is the kind of truce that thrills fans because it is both temporary and volatile. At any moment, one could stab the other in the back. But for now, Genoa City may be forced to endure something it has never seen before: Victor and Jack fighting side by side. Nikki Newman's shocking news. While Victor and Jack are making uneasy deals, Nikki Newman, Melody Thomas Scott, is about to be blindsided. The spoilers tease shocking news, and while it could be about Victor and Jack forming an alliance, it may also be something far more personal. If Nikki does discover her husband shaking hands with her longtime confidant Jack, her world could be turned upside down. Nikki has been the bridge between these two men for decades. She knows their hatred, she has lived through their betrayals, and she has often been the voice of reason when their feud spiraled out of control. To see them put aside their vendetta without telling her would feel like a betrayal of trust. But what if the shocking news that Nikki received did not pertain to Victor and Jack? Spoilers always leave the door open for misdirection. Could Nikki learn something devastating about her health? Or perhaps discover a secret involving one of her children, Nick, Victoria, or even Adam? With the young and the restless, shocking news often comes with ripple effects, and whatever lands in Nikki's lap is bound to create waves that extend far beyond her own storyline. Kane Ashby ends an alliance. Just as Victor and Jack form an unlikely bond, Kane Ashby is breaking ties of his own. The spoiler about him dropping an ally is deliciously vague, which makes it ripe for speculation. Who could it be? Holden Novak, Nathan Owens Holden, has been lurking on the edges of Kane's schemes. If Kane feels Holden is more trouble than his worth, or worse, if Holden shows signs of wavering loyalty, he could cut him loose without a second thought. Phyllis Summers, Michelle Stafford. Phyllis is fiery, unpredictable, and never content to play second fiddle. Kane may find her ambition clashes with his own, and while their alliance could have been mutually beneficial, Kane may no longer see the value in keeping her around. Of course, it's never a good idea to hurt Phyllis' feelings because she always comes back stronger. Michael Baldwin, Christian LeBlanc, perhaps the most dangerous option. Kane may suspect that Michael is secretly working with Victor to undermine him. If Kane calls him out or severs their alliance, Michael could retaliate in ways Kane doesn't anticipate. The end of this alliance could mark the beginning of Kane's downfall. His enemies are stacking up, and with Victor and Jack working together, he's going to need every ally he can get. Dropping one now may be his boldest or dumbest move yet. Spirals of Billy Abbott. Meanwhile, Billy Abbott, Jason Thompson, is on the edge. Kane's betrayal is eating away at him, and the more he dwells on it, the more dangerous he becomes to himself and others. Billy has always been impulsive, volatile, and motivated by feelings rather than logic. Add betrayal to the mix, and you have a recipe for disaster. Jack, Peter Bergman, and Diane, Susan Walters, will do their best to intervene, urging Billy to keep his cool and not act out of vengeance. But this is Billy Abbott we're talking about. He thrives on chaos, and he often self-destructs in the process. The question is not if he will spiral, but how far he will go before he either hits rock bottom or finds someone to pull him back from the edge. Could Billy's rage toward Kane put him in conflict with Victor and Jack's ceasefire? Imagine Billy trying to sabotage Kane at the exact moment Victor and Jack are working on their plan. He could accidentally blow everything up, not just Kane's schemes, but his own family's fragile unity. Lauren Fenmore maintains her position across town. Lauren Fenmore, Tracy E. Bregman, is proving once again why she is one of Genoa City's most formidable women. When it comes to Michael Baldwin, she has been patient, forgiving, and supportive for years. But even Lauren has her limits. She suspects Michael is up to no good, possibly working with Victor in ways that could jeopardize not only his career but also their marriage. Confronting Michael won't be easy, but Lauren is not one to back down when it comes to protecting what she loves. This storyline opens the door for deep character work. Lauren demanding honesty from Michael could strain their marriage, especially if Michael only tells her half the truth. Lauren could support him, but if she feels betrayed, she could take her own actions. And when Lauren Fenmore takes action, it often changes the game. Audra Charles clicks on button. Finally, we come to Audra Charles, Zuleika Silva, who is quickly becoming one of Genoa City's most polarizing characters. Audra is a charming and manipulative person, but she also has a talent for irritating people, especially Kyle Abbott, Michael Mealer. Kyle and Audra's history is complicated, and their rivalry is only intensifying. Sally Spectra, Courtney Hope, tried to encourage Audra to apologize, but Audra is far too stubborn for that. Instead, she will escalate the conflict, pushing Kyle's buttons until things explode. The question is, does Audra genuinely hate Kyle, or is she secretly trying to pull him back into her orbit? Soap exes rarely clash without lingering sparks, and while Kyle is currently tied up in drama with Claire Newman, the possibility of revisiting his connection with Audra cannot be ignored. Final thoughts. The troubled city of Genoa, between truces, betrayals, shocking revelations, spirals, and button-pushing drama, Genoa City is heading into one of its most explosive stretches yet. Victor and Jack's truce alone is enough to keep fans glued to their screens, but add in Nikki's shocking news, Kane's unraveling alliances, Billy's descent, Lauren's strength, and Audra's schemes, and you've got a week of episodes that embody everything fans love about the young and the restless. At its core, these spoilers remind us why the show has endured for over 50 years. It's not just about corporate battles or romantic entanglements, it's about loyalty, betrayal, family, and the endless tug-of-war between legacy and ambition. Genoa City is always a battlefield, and this week proves that no alliance is permanent, no truce is safe, and no secret stays buried for long.